Welcome to Geek Club. In this short video, we're going to talk through a type of verbal reasoning question known as move a letter. Have a read of this example. In this question, one letter can be moved from the word on the left to the word on the right, making two new words. You can't rearrange any letters, but can you identify the two new words? Sometimes it's immediately obvious which letter you need to move from the first to the second word. And if it is, and you can create two new words, that's great. Answer the question immediately, but just do check that the two new words you have made are real words. If it's not obvious though, then we need to be systematic. And this is the approach of being systematic. We start by concentrating on just the first word. And we think, which of these letters can we remove safely and still leave a new word? Let's see what happens if we remove the letter B from the word black. If we do, then we get lack, which is a word. So we could remove the letter B from black. Let's make a note of that. Could we remove the letter L from black to make a new word? Yes, we could. If we remove the L, we'll get back, which is a word. So I'm going to also write down L as a letter that we could remove. Could I remove A from black to make a new word? No, because then I'll get bluk, which isn't a word. And the same is true if I try and remove the C or the K from black. I wouldn't make real words, which must mean that the letter I'm moving from black into word is either a B or an L. But which one is it? Well, let's try putting each of these letters into this word in turn and see what works. If I put a B at the beginning of word, I'd get board. That's not a word. Or if I put it here, I'd get weboard. Nope, that's not a word. How about wobred? Nope. Werbeder? Nope. And if I put it at the end, I'd get wordber. Well, none of those are words. So that means B isn't the letter that we're moving into word. How about L? Let's try putting that in different places. If we put L at the beginning of this word, we'd get le word. That's not real. How about walord, if I put it there? Nope. Walrod? Nope. World? Oh, world. W-O-R-L-D. Yeah, that is a word. And let's just try putting it at the end. Wordler. Okay, well, that's not a word. So it seems like if we move the letter L from black into word, we'd be left with back and world. So if in this question you're asked to identify the letter that you need to move, well, then that letter is L. But if you're asked to identify the two new words, then the words are back and world. Okay, we've got a few examples here that we can try. So pause the video now, try these questions yourself, and then we'll go through them together. Right, let's try question 1. We've got bread and daft. So let's look at the first word, bread. Which of these letters could we remove to safely make a new word? Well, we could remove the B, because that would leave read. Or we could remove the R, because that would leave bead. If we remove the E, we'd have Brad. If we remove the A, we'd have bread without the A, but that's not a word. And if we remove the D, we'd have bria. That's not a word either. So B or R must be the letters that we could insert into daft to make a new word. So let's try adding the B first. If we add the B in different places in daft, we could get bedaft or debaft or davt or daftbet or daftber. Okay, none of those are words, so B can't be the right answer. Let's try putting the R in different places. Redaft? Nope. Draft? Oh, draft. Yeah, that's a word. Darft? No. Daffret and daftra. Okay, no, but we do have a new word, draft, if we add the R into daft, in which case we remove the R from bread to get bead, and our two new words are bead and draft. Let's have a look at number 2. Which letters can we remove from taper to make a new word? Well, if we remove the T, we get aper. No, that's not a word. How about taper if we remove the A? Nope. Remove the P and we get tayer. No, that's not right. That's not a word. How about if we remove the E? Tapra. No, that's not right either. But we could remove the R to get tape. Okay, so let's check. Can we put the R into gain to make a new word? Regain? That's not a word. Grain, if we put it there, well, that is a word. But let's just convince ourselves that we couldn't put the R anywhere else. Garin, that's not a word. Gairina, no. Gainra, no, that's not a word either. But we can remove the R from taper to make tape and add it to gain to make grain. So tape and grain are the two correct answers. Number 3, sever. Okay, we can remove the S from sever to make ever. And if we remove any of the other letters, you can convince yourself that we couldn't make a new word. So, for example, if we remove the V, we'd get se. That's not a word. Or if we remove the R, we'd get sevi. That's not a word. But we could remove the S. Can we insert the S, into pure to get a new word? And if you look at it, you'll see that you can insert the S here to make purse. So our answers for our new words are sever and purse. And let's try number 4. So which letters can we remove from climb to make a new word? Well, you can remove the C to make limb. And I don't think, looking at it, that there are any other letters that we could remove to make a new word. So let's see if we can insert the letter C into scent to make a new word. And if you be systematic and try every position, you'll see that you can make the word scent, which is a homophone to scent, but this one means smell, but that is a new word. So we can remove the C from climb to make limb and insert it into scent to make this scent. So that's it for this question type. So if you see this type of question, if the answer is immediately obvious, then do just write down the two new words. Just check they're real words. Otherwise, be systematic. Remove each letter from the first word one at a time to see if the word that is left over is in fact a real word. And then make a note of those letters that you can remove. And then try inserting each of those letters into every position of the second word. And remember, you can put the new letter at the start or the end of the word. And then when you've got 2 words, then you've got your correct answer. As usual, if you'd like to try some practice questions of this type, you can go to the website www.geekclubkids.co.uk to download some practice questions and answers. Bye.